Hello, everybody. My name is Daniel Fields, and I'm the Asia Pacific Executive Director for Services, Sales, and Marketing here at Lenovo. It's wonderful to be able to address you all today. I understand that it's a great community of businesses that are startups or small, medium businesses, and there's a lot that Lenovo has to offer, I believe, to customers and to people such as yourselves. So, first of all, just let me talk a little bit about the environment that I think we're all in. Now, the environment, first of all, has been colored by the COVID-19 pandemic, and it's changed the way that working environments are for people, both as end users of PCs as well as in the data center. What it's moved towards more is a hybrid environment, hybrid in the sense that end users are in multiple places. They're no longer all just together in the office. They're working remotely, they're working from home. And also there's higher adoption of hybrid cloud. Now, IT leaders don't want to manage devices and platforms and infrastructure. IT leaders really want to help to be enablers of growth. And particularly in your area where you have small businesses or growing businesses, you can't afford for the IT department to just be making sure that they're keeping the lights on. You really need IT leaders to be giving innovation. And that's also more than ever what's required, because now with hybrid working environments and hybrid cloud, it's just more important that IT is able to work reliably and securely wherever people are and allow the business to progress and get more value. So what is it that Lenovo hears from our customers in this area? One thing that we hear is that there are challenges. There's challenges with more people working remote. And as more people work remote, we need to be able to enable that so that IT services can be delivered even if people are not all centralized in one office. The other thing we hear is that security is a concern. And so with people working in outside of the corporate network, you also have security concerns. So that's something that we've been addressing. And another need too is scalability. With the uncertainties of growing businesses, startups, small businesses, especially in the area of the pandemic, we have to be prepared that compute needs, IT needs are going to scale up, and that sometimes they may scale down as well. So what does that mean? I want to talk about a couple things where Lenovo has been helping our customers in this area. The first is an announcement that many of you may have heard around Lenovo TruScale. Now, TruScale is everything as a service. And everything as a service means that from the pocket with a mobile phone to the data center, we need to be able to have a full IT portfolio that's flexible and can scale up and scale down. And as a service also means that hardware, software, services are all billing on a as-needed basis in a regular billing cycle rather than paying for everything up front. So scale. The critical areas for scale is making sure that you understand that some businesses are going to scale up, and you need to be able to provide as needed hardware, services, and software, and also need to be prepared to scale down, where in the event that you need to cut seats or cut demand on IT, that you are not charged for the unused capacity. And that's where TruScale works very well. It's flexible and allows to move up and to scale down. Overall, TruScale really simplifies the management of IT. particularly with startups, particularly with SMBs, you don't want to build a huge IT department. It's better to work with a partner that's able to procure compute power for your end users, that has some flexibility and that is delivered as a service. And that's where TruScale really comes in. So first of all, one of the benefits of TruScale is that you're dealing with one vendor. So rather than, for example, having to deal with in-house IT, with a hardware OEM, with a financing company, with a third-party services provider, you can put it all in one place. And Lenovo is able to deliver that end to end. Another area too is IT on demand. So as mentioned, you want to pay for the seats and the compute that you're using, and you don't want to pay if you're not using it. So we do provide lots of solutions where in the device space, based on the number of seats that are active, then you pay when you scale up. But also if you scale down, you don't need to pay for unused devices or devices that have been returned or parked. And then also on the infrastructure side, you can pay for compute as needed. And when there's a busy time of a business cycle, or as you're scaling up, pay for more and more as you scale up. But if resources are not being utilized, you don't want to pay for them. And TruScale allows us to bill in that way. The other good aspect of TruScale is it's a constant ROI. Rather than having to spend a whole bunch of capital up front and capitalize with perhaps the revenue going up and down, you can scale the cost along with the usage. Another part as well is just absolute control. So there's control of the whole environment. I mentioned from pocket to data center, and from hardware to software to services. You have absolute control over that environment. And the last bit too is just it's secure. So we can work on the secure design and also a secure delivery of IT services. So as a last point, I just want to talk through quickly the services lifecycle at Lenovo. And there are 6 key lifecycle pillars. First of all, there's the planning and the consultation about where are you going and where are you now and how can we help you get there. There's the configuration of the device before it gets deployed. There's the deployment itself and the implementation. Then there's the ongoing support, the ongoing management, and finally, end of life, there's the retirement of the device. And the retirement has to be done securely, and the retirement also has to be done in a way where you regain maximum value, and that's done in a way that's good for the environment. Let me highlight 3 key focus products which allow the services lifecycle to take shape. The first is what we call modern workplace. And modern workplace means as close as possible to zero touch, and also using a cloud environment as possible. And so zero touch, what we mean by that is we can prepare as much as possible the device to be ready for the end user before it gets in their hands. We can do that in a variety of ways. First of all, consulting on what types of persona there are, what types of applications need to be loaded, what types of image there needs to be on the machine, what types of provisioning needs to take place and where it needs to take place. We can work on having cloud-based Active Directory, for example, and user authentication and identification to download policy for each individual user, each individual persona. And we can do that in staging centers prior to deployment of devices, so that when it gets delivered anywhere where customers may be, and again, in a hybrid environment, they may be working from home, they may be working remotely, the device we can have ready for the end user before they even turn it on. So Modern workplace is about zero-touch deployment, minimizing the touch which is required from IT personnel before a end user is up and ready. Another focus product for us across the services lifecycle is Lenovo Smart Fleet. Lenovo Smart Fleet is the asset management and endpoint management solution to keep the PC fleet healthy and up and running and secure. And so that could involve patch management or encryption management. It could involve application packaging and application load onto the device. And then also could involve antivirus management and ongoing health of the fleet of PCs. So once again, we can do that in hybrid environments where the workforce is spread out, and we can do it efficiently so that your IT department can get back to the business of adding value rather than keeping the lights on. And then the final area that we can assist with is managed security. So again, security posture is different in a hybrid environment, and we use the most modern tools to make sure that devices don't go missing, that devices don't end up in the wrong hands, that the latest, greatest antivirus is loaded and always present on the PC, doesn't get turned off, switched off. And then we can also do the actual threat detection and remediation if there are security issues that arise. So in short, Lenovo recognizes that the world is different, that there is more of a hybrid environment now. Lenovo has TruScale, which is the ability to be flexible and buy everything on an as-needed basis, with a regular billing, with the ability to get hardware, software, and services to be able to scale up and scale down. And then finally, Lenovo offers a full services suite, which basically makes sure that your devices or your infrastructure is up and running, and that you get the best uptime, and that there's no distractions within your environment of startups and SMBs, so that your IT leadership can go about the business of helping you to grow and helping you to ultimately do better in your area. So thank you very much for listening today. I'm happy to talk to you about what's going on in the industry. I'm happy to wish you well on your journey of business success, and also happy to talk to you about how Lenovo can assist you with services and as a service. Thank you very much.
Meet the critical unknowns, the unseen IT professionals critical to helping educators make hybrid learning possible. And we power them with smarter classroom management tools.